Hey folks, it's Brad LeDrew here at Western GM in Drumheller, Alberta, Canada, and today we're looking at the 2020 GMC Sierra 2500 HD AT4. What a great looking vehicle. If you've checked out any of our other videos, we've already got a video up on the 2020 Denali, and a lot of people have questions about the differences between the AT4 and the Denali, and I would say the easiest thing to talk about here is how they're just different. Price point, they're almost exactly the same. You're going to get the same independent front suspension with your digital variable steering assist, which is designed to improve handling and reduce driver fatigue. You get that on both the Denali and the AT4, and isn't available on the lower trims. And so you've got that, and both the Denali and the AT4 both have specific trims. So the way they're trimmed outside and inside is different than all the other trucks. So you've got that little bit of distinctive styling, distinctive look. Really stands out. But let's get into it here. You can hear this is running the legendary Duramax diesel, 445 horsepower, 910 foot-pounds of torque with a new 10-speed Allison transmission. That's right. And we also have new available a 6.6 liter gas. And the 6.6 liter gas has got 401 horsepower and 464 foot-pounds of torque with a 6-speed automatic. That's a 11 and 22% increase in both horsepower and torque over the previous generation, which is a great increase. But let's talk about capabilities, because GM not only designed a great looking truck, but that what they were going for was quiet and comfort and capabilities, and the capabilities are off the chart. So if you look at an AT4 crew cab 4-wheel drive, this is what we're talking about. This truck here in a 2500, your gross combined weight rating is 27,500 pounds. Ball tow, you can do 18.5, and gooseneck fifth wheel 18.5, and you got 3,600 pounds of total payload available. And again, every pound in, so those boards, if you add flaps, you add yourself inside the truck, say 200 pounds, that lowers your payload, obviously, with every pound you add to the truck. If you're going at a 3,500 AT4, you'd be looking at 29,700 as a gross combined weight rating. Ball towing would be 20,000 pounds. And your fifth wheel gooseneck would be 21,500 and an incredible 4,185 pounds of payload, which is just sick. This is all in a Duramax diesel. If we were looking at this with a 6.6 liter gas in a 25 or 35, the gross combined weight rating would be 24,000. Your ball towing would be 14.5 on both, and your fifth wheel gooseneck would be 16.7 and 16.9 respectively from 25 to 35. And your payload would be a little bit higher at 3,800 pounds and 4,400 pounds each. Now, other than styling, the one other thing that they've done different, I had previously said in another video that this has a 12 inches, an extra 2 inches of lift. It does not. So the half ton has the 2-inch lift from the factory. The AT4, what's different between this and say a Denali is the X31 off-road package. Now, some of you might have watched one of our previous videos. X31 is what is called Z or Z71 on your Silverado product, on your Chevy product. So X31 is now the new name for Z71 in GMC land. But on top of that, so the AT4 25 and 3500 HD has a specific off-road tuned suspension, different than the Denali, with your Rancho shocks, skid plates, hill descent control, and also your traction select modes. So those are some of the differences there. So you got your styling difference, and also you got a specific off-road tuned suspension, okay? You've got a minimum of 10.1 or 10.2 inches of ground clearance on this model as well, which is fantastic. And I mean, there's lots of different things to go into here. So let's go to the back, because obviously we were talking about capabilities, and let's talk about one of the first things here. I've got the remote in my pocket. Obviously you can see here, you can double tap. Oh, that's for a Chevy truck. I've got 2 sets of keys in my pocket. Double tap. You can see you got your power down tailgate. Now, what's really slick about this, okay, you walk up to the truck, you want to use the new Multi-Pro tailgate. You touch this once, touch this, and just touch this. And there you go. That's how you get into the back of this truck. You can see you got a big handle here as well. So very stable, good grip. Doesn't matter your age, it's easy to get in this. And let's talk about it. Ford used to have a tailgate system that you would pull out in the past. They still have it now, and it came to market first. But you can see GM's is almost 3 times larger. So really important there. And another thing is we have a gap stop here so that your foot doesn't slide off like it could on the Ford. Another thing, if you're into accessories, we have a Bose premium audio system in this vehicle and the Denali, but on the SLT, the AT4 and the Denali's, you all get the multi-pro tailgate as a standard option. In SLE, you can't get the multi-pro, but you can get an optional speaker upgrade system here for Bose. So you can actually have some Bose audio in here for the job site, which is pretty slick. Okay, now moving on up. Pretty easy to lower this down, just drops right into place. You can see we've got our 4-pin and 7-pin wiring inside. You can see we got a new box light system, and also we've got a power port plug in here as well. Say charge your DeWalt battery chargers, your charger DeWalt chargers and stuff like that. You can see we've got the tie down hooks in the corner here, and we've got 3 on each corner. They're rated at 500 pounds. You can see we got the factory spray and liner. We also have the factory fifth wheel gooseneck pop-up, which is fantastic. I mean, again, you don't want some company cutting into your frame and all that sort of stuff. So order your truck with the pop-up fifth wheel gooseneck package from the factory. And I mean, that's the way to go. You can see another thing here with the new truck. So with the new redesign, you've got these cutouts. So the box is actually bigger, deeper, and longer than the previous generation. So you actually have more volume of storage in the box itself. But you can see these cutouts. You can cut a 2x4 to length. You can see it on either side. And you can make your own 2-tiered storage, or you can go with the gear on accessories that we have as well, which is really slick. Popping on down low. Another big thing with these trucks is obviously you see your Rancho shocks in the back here, but our competitors have an electronic differential, okay? So you can lock your rear diff by pushing a button on your dash. But unfortunately, that happens at an inconvenient time. You're bouncing around off-road, that sort of stuff. Ours, we have an auto-locking differential, and automatic. So if that wheel over there starts to spin, it'll lock both wheels together, so you're getting the best possible traction. That's awesome. The ring gear in the back of this thing, you're looking at a 10.5-inch ring gear on all 11.5-inch ring gear on all 2500 diesels, and everything else in a 35 that's a diesel is going to be a 12-inch ring gear, which is incredible. It's huge. In fact, there's zero change in torque. It doesn't convert any torque. It's all straight to the wheels, no conversion when you're at the 3500 HD, which is just, again, incredible. Another thing to talk about here, you can see when we talk about the body and capabilities, the AT4, you can see it comes with these off-road boards, but we also have these are the front corner step. So again, you can put one foot here and then your other foot here, and now you're into the back of your truck very easily to grab your toolbox or a tool. Your rear corner step is bigger and deeper than the old generation. So again, for a bigger steel toe boot and that sort of stuff. And again, same thing, you just in here, put your hand here, you get into the back of the truck, pretty straightforward. We've got obviously LED tail lights, you have LED front headlights, driving lights, your daytime running lights, and LED accent lights as well. Another thing we have new is we have your side blind zone alert, and our competitor has it in the taillight, and we have it actually in behind this piece of plastic. So, you know, a little more expensive to replace that whole assembly versus this little plastic grommet, and in behind here is where that sensor is, which is kind of slick. One of the ways they increase the capabilities, the amount of towing and payload and all that sort of stuff. So the frame, everything else is thicker and bigger, but also the brakes. So your front and rear pads and rotors are all bigger. In fact, the front are over 20% bigger brake pads and rotors. And you can see in here, we just got this truck, just landed just 2 days ago. There's no glazing on the brakes, anything like that. And that's because we have Duralife rotors. Duralife rotors are just like a normal rotor, but on top of a normal rotor, we add nitrogen into the environment when they're baked so that they resist corrosion. Another new improvement for the 2020 HDs is that those brake pads, front and rear, have a little copper wire built into it, so when your brake pads get to a certain life, it hits that copper wire or breaks that copper wire, and then on your dash you'll see that, hey, you're at 20% brake pad life, it's time to replace your brake pads soon. So another little neat thing that GM's done, you can see the GMC also comes with these marker lights all the way around on all the fenders, which looks really sharp, and they are on when your headlights are on. You can see you got your felt line Kevlar back fender liner so you don't get that pinging and panging on gravel roads. Again, helping with comfort and quality in the vehicle. Moving on around, you can see you've got your DEF tank here and your diesel. If you notice, your DEF tank isn't hanging down low anywhere like it used to. GM re-engineered, redesigned all of that, which is fantastic. Approaching the rear door here, all 4 doors have a proximity sensor on it like this. So again, you just touch once, unlocks that door, touch twice, unlocks all 4 doors. Whether your key is in your purse, your pocket, your jacket, it doesn't matter. And moving inside to now the sun's gonna play a little bit of havoc here, sorry folks. But first off, if you wanna flip or fold the seat, you just grab hold of the seat anywhere like this and pull her straight up. You can see it comes with a little storage system in here. And this is just 2 little torque screw to get out of here. If you had a big puppy and that sort of stuff, you want extra room. And you can see here all the way back, we've got these GM floor liners from the factory as well, which are a great little addition to the truck. Just it makes it a little easier to clean out mud and stuff. Big center console armrest there. You can see we got the new seat back storage system here on both sides. And this seat back storage is standard on an SLT, AT4 and Denali. Also, you notice something that's new. We've got a 3rd headrest in the back. We also have this little button here to give you a little more visibility for the driver. And, you know, some little improvements like that, which are really nice. You can see we've got their heated rear seats, another USB, USB-C, and a power outlet, and your heat vents right here as well, which is really sharp. Okay, and even the cab back here is about 3 inches bigger than it was before. Now, let's give props where they do. Ford's got a bigger cab, so I mean, we can't beat that. But let's just do an overview here. Let's talk about what is important. Edmunds just did a recent study, and they said at any given time in North America, there's 1.4 people in a vehicle at any given time. So GM, keeping that in mind, what they've done is there's no other HD truck on the market or in the half-ton new redesigned truck, a truck that has more leg, head, hip, and shoulder room in it than our Chev and GMC product. So GM is thinking about the driver and the passenger. So you got more room up here than anybody else. You've also got a new redesigned seat. The seat is a little bit longer for North American legs, more thigh and leg support, a little more bolstered on the side. I've heard some people say that they think the seat is harder or something like that. I can't agree. I'm a big guy, 6 foot, 260 pounds. And I feel the seat is a little bit more snug and keeps me, you know, firmly planted, if you will. And I personally, I really, really like it. I don't think it's uncomfortable at all. Again, for comfort, you've got a full 10-way power driver's seat on this side and an 8-way power driver's seat on the passenger side. 8-way power seat on the passenger side. And also you have a power driver's memory seat, so you can, again, set 2 different levels on that as well. Another thing to talk about here are the new trailer mirrors. Okay, so we got a little button here, and that's the power sliding out. Okay, and then also you slide them back in, 1 button. And also they're power folding. And they fold in really, really tight. Really, really nice. And again, before I'd mentioned we now have blind spot monitoring and side blind zone alert and all that sort of stuff. And that's what these little icons, these little lights are up here for. So like, for example, if somebody's coming up behind you in your blind spot, this will turn on orange, letting you know somebody's in your blind spot. And the orange will flash, say if you're in city traffic where you're got 2 or 3 lanes of traffic and somebody is coming up quickly behind you, it'll also work there. So even though they're not in your blind spot right now, but they're traveling a lot quicker than you are, and you put on your signal light, it's just going to give you a little warning that somebody is coming up very quickly. Very, very smart system. You can see here on the door the nice stitching, nice soft touch materials. You've got the carbon fiber, which looks really nice with the chrome. You also, I mentioned before, you've got the Bose premium audio, and you can add those speakers to the back multi-pro tailgate. And you can see, like I said before, the specific interior and interior accents with your AT4 and whatnot that's in this model. Now, I'm getting long, I apologize. This is the really important stuff. So of course, you've got your auto track 4x4. So again, if you see up high here, we're in 2-wheel drive right now. If you hit the auto 4x4 button, you'll see, and then you switch into your auto 4x4. You can be going any speed on the highway to go from auto to 2 high, or even into 4 high. But also what's new is this mode button. So if you notice, if I go to the left here, it'll turn on your trailer mode. Okay, now there's a couple really slick things to talk about with trailer mode. So I love being corrected sometimes. I mean, I'm like anybody else. Sometimes it's annoying. But the truth is, in the Denali video, I had said that it's got a 3-hour memory. It's actually got a 4-hour memory. So, for example, when you're in trailer mode, your trailer's connected, all that sort of stuff, there's a couple of really cool things that happen with these new trucks, which is you go to the pumps, you fuel up, you turn off your truck, obviously. You don't want anybody to drive away with it and your trailer. You go inside, you pay for it, maybe you have lunch, that sort of stuff. This truck will remember that you're in trailer mode for up to 4 hours, okay? 4 hours. And another thing that's unique about this truck is that when your trailer is connected to it and your doors are locked on your pickup truck, if someone tries to disconnect your trailer, it'll set off your vehicle's alarm. And what's really slick is with your My GMC app on your phone, you can actually have notifications so that when that happens, you can also get a text notification on your phone. So you've got an audible alert from your truck, and you can also get a text message with your My GMC remote link app. So really, really neat stuff here as well. Another thing, if you notice when I turn this jog dial here, you can go into normal or off-road mode. Now, off-road mode is really unique. It'll change the dampening on your steering. It'll change your shift points of your transmission. It'll change your throttle response. And another thing, if you're going uphill on an angle and you don't want to be sliding backwards, obviously, another thing the truck will do, it'll ride your brakes so you don't slide backwards. So if you're one of those people that are used to, say, two-pedaling it, you won't have to be two-pedaling it anymore, which is really, really unique and is an awesome addition. GM spent over 2 million miles designing these drive modes on the new 20 redesigned half-tons and HD trucks. And obviously it's paying dividends as well. It really changes the ride and I shouldn't say the ride, the response, the feel of this vehicle. You got some other things here, which is, you can see, if it can zoom in there, you can see you've also got your heads-up display here as well. So when you go into the Denali and the AT4, you get a heads-up display up to 15 inches big, and it's a multi-color screen as well. You can see here we're in Canada, so we've got a heated steering wheel, which is fantastic, which is standard on an AT4, and also you got your forward collision alert, and that'll obviously emergency braking. You can set your gap, all that sort of jazz. Moving on down here, you can see your push button start. You can see we got our heated and cooled seats, so you can have the cool set to 3 different levels. You can adjust your back or your back and your bum, which is really nice. Moving on over, you can see your trailer brake controllers right here, really easy to access. You got your diesel exhaust brake. You got your lane departure warning with your lane keep assist. Your sonar sensor, so that's on the front and rear bumpers. Your beep, 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 beep. You've got your power tailgate that you can put down from inside the cab. You also have your hazard lights here, your traction and stability control, enable that box light in the back, and also you've got your hill descent control. So, I mean, a couple really unique things is when you're trailering, let's say if you have your park brake on, so you'll see this on the dash, you've got your diesel exhaust brake on, you've got hill descent control on because, you know what, you're parked on a bit of an angle. When you go to shift into drive, it'll turn off the park brake, and you can see. So again, lots of little slick little things that you don't have to worry about, you don't have to think about. The truck is ready for you. And what that hill descent control will do is that it'll hold you in place for 3 seconds so that your vehicle doesn't roll forwards or backwards when you shift into drive, and that transition from your brake to your gas, which is really, really sweet. Again, so many things to talk about here. You can see the new infotainment system. This is a full HD system with HD cameras all around. You can hit the home button here. We can go audio. Okay, hit the home button, go to navigation. Okay, hit the home button, slide across. You can see how quick this is, how responsive it is. But again, maybe you love your Android phone or your Apple iPhone. Okay, so we have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So again, now this becomes your iPhone or your Android phone. Your command buttons over here. So your voice command, push once to receive or hang up a call, and again hold it for 2 seconds and it'll launch Siri voice pass-through, which is really sweet. Another thing that's new is also your camera views. Okay, so you can see we've got a 360 bird's eye view camera. That's the front, that's the back camera. You can have a front camera like this or back up so you can see where you're going, the back up to your hitch. You can also have like a side view down the sides like this. So say you're trying to back up really close to a building, that sort of stuff. So you've got up to 15 camera views on this model, and that's what's awesome. I'm gonna go to the back here real quick. This is something else that's new, And I mean, your cattlemen, your ranchers, all that sort of stuff are going to love this. If you notice, this looks like a camera, and this is a camera as well. So you can have an optional in the SLT, AT4, and the Denali's, you can have an optional camera system that you can have a camera inside your cattle trailer, your horse trailer, and when you're driving down the road, you can push the button on your dash there, on that infotainment system, and see what's going on inside your cattle trailer. Then you can also have a camera at the back of that cattle trailer or horse trailer, and the truck is so smart that when you go into reverse, it's not going to use this camera up here, it's going to use this camera back here, and it's going to digitally stitch the image. So you'll still see the side of your truck down this way, but it'll show your backup camera from the back of your trailer's point of view. So again, really, really slick stuff, really smart stuff, really designed for, again, capabilities for towing, all that sort of stuff. Hit the home button here. Obviously, we got the wireless charging pad down here for your modern phones. You can see up here, we've got your HomeLink garage door opener. You can program 3 different garage door openers. We've got the optional sunroof as well. And something else that we could talk about here is, that's my head, yes. It's not focusing very well. There we go. And we can flick this, and now you have a panoramic backup camera, or panoramic rear view camera instead of just your normal camera. And again, something you can do with this is there's a little button here. You can change your brightness, your zoom level, and also your pitch. So again, pretty straightforward. But I mean, so many things to talk about. Great looking truck, that's for sure. Great capabilities. GM is the towing king. And I mean, you can't beat it. I mean, even for in Canada down here, for our Canadian buddies here, you can see this is where your block heater plugs into your vehicle here. You've got an air life monitoring system. You can see super sharp lines and I love the black and the red and on the AT4 is very sharp. Why don't I just pop the hood real quick too? So we already know your air goes in through here, but then what does it do? The air comes in here, the air turns and spins around here, goes across, and then goes into your air intake box here, okay? And again, this is just a little cap here. So if you live under a tree, that sort of stuff, and you want to clean this thing out, you're just going to turn it to the left, and you can clean out the leaves or anything that might go into it. And put it back on. I'm one hand in this, and there you go, back into place. There you go. And the last thing I want to talk about, you go into your local Chev or GMC dealership, you're looking at the new 2019 redesigned half tons or these HD trucks, GM has thought about you. All of these new trucks have a trailering sticker right in the door jamb. It takes away all the guesswork of you trying to figure out your payload, your curb weight, your max payload, your tongue weight, all that sort of stuff. And like I mentioned before, conventional towing is 18,500 pounds. Gooseneck towing is 18,500 pounds. Payload as equipped in this truck right here, it says 3,040 pounds. So again, my 200, say you're 200 pounds in this vehicle, sitting in the driver's seat, another 200 pounds on the other side. So now your payload in this vehicle is 2,600 pounds. So 2,640 pounds to be exact. But there you go. That's a very long, detailed walk around. Man, it's not, camera just does not like this light right now. But I apologize for that. I encourage you folks, get on down to your local GMC store, take a look at the AT4, great looking truck, quality truck. And again, ride comfort is there. It's quiet and comfortable like a half ton, but your capabilities are off the chart. It's basically, again, it's been another one-take shoot here from Brad at Western and Drumheller. Like, share, subscribe, give us some comments, and we really appreciate your time today. And that is a full detailed walk around on the 2020 all-new GMC Sierra 2500 HD. Cheers.